I've been actively engaged in resisting the corporate takeover of public ed. Public education is a state right, it's a guarantee, and when you have where the quality and the equity in public education is being compromised for a select few to create profit, it is a major problem. I see the damage daily of what's being done to public ed in regards to the quality of what students are able to learn now, teachers themselves, in losing their academic freedom and losing the ability to know, to teach what they know is good pedagogy, communities, as schools are being shut down, as schools are being marginalized, as students do not have access to quality public education within close proximity of their homes. And I see what I consider the abuse of taxpayers' money in enriching the hands of a few. Right now, as we speak in elementary school, you have children that are being tested as early as kindergarten and first grade. They're sublimating all other aspects of learning to prepare these students to pass the test, because we as Florida educators, now our evaluations, 50% of them are based on test results that they can tie or attach to us. The fiction that's attached to this is amazing. Teacher like myself, who doesn't teach any of the quote-unquote accountability courses where the students are being tested, 50% of my evaluation will be based on the reading score for the building. And I've never seen these students. I've never had anything to do with teaching them. I don't know whom they are. You're getting evaluations that are purely fictitious. They're based on fiction. Initially, parents were a little reticent about opting their children out of the testing. First and foremost, parents want to be informed as to how their child is doing academically. I think they were a little ill-informed that maybe this isn't the only or the best case scenario to determine where your child is academically. And so I think many of them are reticent about opting their child out because of that. Another factor that holds them back is that they're told, well, if your child opts out, it's going to interfere with our meeting our 90%, 95% buy-in. We have to have 95% of kids actually sit for this assessment. If we don't, our school is going to be placed under sanction. There's a threat of it being shut down. We will be labeled a poor grade, et cetera, et cetera. So they feed parents a lot of that hype as well. To date, no school has ever been shut down because parents opted out of testing. They've been shut down because parents opted in, and they've managed to label them as a failing school as a result of that. Getting parents on board has been slow initially, but it is picking up. We can see the fruits of our efforts now. We formed an opt-out group in Florida in which we're actively getting parents involved. I myself opted my daughter out. She's a senior in high school now, getting ready to graduate, but I opted her out of the 10th grade testing that would test her for math and for reading. A lot of people are fearful of engaging in resistance, not just teachers, but students as well. They're fearful if I stand up and say I'm not going to take this test that I may not be able to get into higher ed. I may not be able to graduate. All these things run through their minds. Parents are fearful for that as well, that their child may not be able to graduate from high school, or they may not be able to get into institutions of higher learning. However, for me, my frustration and anger erased or canceled out anything such as fear. When I saw the inequity and the lack of justice that was being served, my frustration and anger just propelled me forward. I'm fearless in this. I've been teaching for 24 years. I understand my union contract. I know what can be done to me, what can't be done to me. I also know that this is more important. Fighting this is more important, because in the long run, we need students that are well educated and have the opportunity for good quality education. We need teachers and their professions to be protected. We need taxpayer money, and I am a taxpayer as well. We need our taxpayer money being used wisely and not being used to enrich a select oligarchy. Reclaim the conversation on education. We can do this.